Excerpt from The Man Without Qualities, a novel by Robert Musil. Part 1. A sort of introduction. Chapter 1, from which, remarkably enough, nothing develops. A barometric low hung over the Atlantic. It moved eastward toward a high-pressure area over Russia, without as yet showing any inclination to bypass this high in a northerly direction. The isotherms and isothers were functioning as they should. The air temperature was appropriate relative to the annual mean temperature and to the aperiodic monthly fluctuations of the temperature. The rising and setting of the sun, the moon, the phases of the moon, of Venus, of the rings of Saturn, and many other significant phenomena were all in accordance with the forecasts in the astronomical yearbooks. The water vapor in the air was at its maximal state of tension, while the humidity was minimal. In a word that characterizes the facts fairly accurately, even if it is a bit old-fashioned, it was a fine day in August 1913. Automobiles shot out of deep, narrow streets into the shallows of bright squares. Dark clusters of pedestrians formed cloud-like strings. Where more powerful lines of speed cut across their casual haste, they clotted up, then trickled on faster and, after a few oscillations, resumed their steady rhythm. Hundreds of noises wove themselves into a wiry texture of sound with barbs protruding here and there, smart edges running along it, and subsiding again, with clear notes splintering off and dissipating. By this noise alone, whose special quality cannot be captured in words, a man returning after years of absence would have been able to tell with his eyes shut that he was back in the imperial capital and royal city of Vienna. Cities, like people, can be recognized by their walk. Opening his eyes, he would know the place by the rhythm of movement in the streets long before he caught any characteristic detail. It would not matter, even if he only imagined he could do this. We overestimate the importance of knowing where we are, because in nomadic times it was essential to recognize the tribal feeding grounds. Why are we satisfied to speak vaguely of a red nose without specifying the shade of red, even though degrees of red can be stated precisely to the micromillimeter of a wavelength, while with something so infinitely more complicated as what city one happens to be in, we always insist on knowing it exactly. It merely distracts us from more important concerns. So let us not place any particular value on the city's name. Like all big cities, it was made up of irregularity, change, forward spurts, failures to keep step, collisions of objects and interests, punctuated by unfathomable silences, made up of pathways and untrodden ways, of one great rhythmic beat, as well as the chronic discord and mutual displacement of all its contending rhythms. All in all, it was like a boiling bubble inside a pot made of the durable stuff of buildings, laws, regulations, and historical traditions.